Theresa here of Larkin Design, and so welcome to my Bermuda Honeymoon project. And today what I wanted to share with you is a few of the details and my strategies for building a kit for creating this project, and to help me have a selection of products to pull from so that I don't have to spend a lot of time looking for supplies while I'm creating my layouts for this album. And so I've already been working in this album. If you haven't had a chance, feel free to look back. There's a playlist of all the Bermuda layouts that I've done so far. Most of the layouts that I've done so far have been for my position on the Celine Studio creative team. So those layouts were done with products from those collections. And then what I'm ready to do now is to jump more into the kit that I've put together. And so this is something I do pretty much all the time for specific albums like this. I don't do this for Project Life, because with Project Life I'm focusing on using kit products and the products that are coming through the door on a monthly basis. But for themed albums like this, I do like to pull together a kit. Often what happens is, because this is a project that I've been planning for 5 years, so I've bought stuff over the last 5 years for this project. So you're going to get to see some older product in here and some lines that maybe you don't remember, or maybe you forgot you had some of it too, and that's always fun. But here's how I do that. If I buy product, like 5 years ago or 4 years ago, I bought some Amy Tangerine and I said, ooh, I want to use, that'll be fun to use in my Bermuda Honeymoon album, but I know I'm not starting that album immediately. I go ahead and put that collection in my regular stash, and that way I can use it. I can use the collection immediately for layouts that I'm doing then, and then when I'm ready to start on the project that I purchased it for, that product is still there, right? Unless I've killed a collection or killed a kit, that product is still there, and I can shop my stash, build my kit, and then I can use it for the album. That way your products aren't just sitting there in a bucket waiting for that project to start. That way you're able to use your products over a variety of different projects. And that's something that I like to do when a collection comes in, and you've seen me do this. Recently you've seen me do this with the Maggie Holmes Gather collection. If you do a search in my YouTube for Maggie Holmes Gather, you'll get videos that come up where I'm using it in Digital Project Life. I'm using it in Project Life with the app from 2016. I'm using it in Pocket Pages from 2014. And so I've used that collection all through my whole selection of projects that I have currently going on. That way you get more use out of your products, and you know that you're using your supplies, right? And therefore no guilt. If you know you're using your supplies, there's no guilt. So I'm gonna jump right in. Let me move that out of the way, and then we'll start. Now, first off, I like to use these buckets from IKEA. I don't remember what these are called, because I don't think they make these exact ones. They make ones that have a lid and don't have handles. But I like the fact that these have handles on the sides. I have 5 in my studio, and then we have some others in our laundry room, and some others that we use around the house just to keep things organized. And the thing that I love about them for scrapbooking supplies is that they hold patterned papers. So our 12 by 12 papers fit here in the back. And so the first thing in my stash is going to be ephemera and die cuts. And let me grab something else to put there. So I've gone through my stash. I spent just maybe 2 hours looking through my stash, and really what I did was I went through joggled my memory on what collections I had been buying over the last 5 years with this project in mind. And those are the ones I pulled out, ones that have tropical elements or pastel colors or also some bright colors. And so I'm not going to go through this whole bucket, but what I did want to bring to mind, one thing is cut apart sheets. This one is from Pink Paisley, Paige Evans' latest collection. And so I go ahead and trim these cut apart sheets. I go ahead and cut them apart. Some of this is Amy Tangerine as well. I go ahead and cut these, right? So that this is from Dear Lizzie Saturday. So that this is available for me, right? And it fits in with the rest of the ephemera, and I don't have to spend a lot of time pulling my trimmer out in order to cut these apart. This is one of the cut apart sheets from Amy Tangerine from Oh Happy Life, right? And so these are great tropical elements, light colors, happy light colors that fit in with the colors and the feel that I want for the album. I know that I want a lighter, airier feel in this album to match the beaches and the open air and the organic feelings that are in these photos. So go ahead and cut apart your element sheets. And then I also just have, like, here's the crepe paper Oasis, right? That one is brand new. So I have those in here. I didn't put all of them in here, just the ones that I thought I would like to use for this project. And it just, you know, there's a lot in here. There's also some from Dear Lizzie. That's probably Dear Lizzie Saturday. The camera. Gosh, I love these, right? Dear Lizzie, Dear Lizzie. This is Amy Tangerine. Look at that rose foiling there. I also have some of the marketing strips, okay? These are some of the things that I'm going to put in here as well. When you cut apart your cut apart sheets, or when you trim up your pattern papers, hang on to your marketing strips. Now these I kept short. My layouts are 9 by 12 in this album. So these strips don't have to be long, and they're just going to be tucked underneath photos, right? So they don't have to be very long. Dear Lizzie, Happy Place. That's some Amy Tangerine. Amy Tangerine. Here's some of the Dear Lizzie Happy Place. Okay, that one was a very tropical themed collection. Palm leaves, look at the bathing suit. Of course, some vellum and transparent elements and gold foiling. You know, all the usual suspects here. So I'm not going to go all the way through that, but I did just want to highlight some of the collections and some of my strategies for deciding on product and what products I like to put in my kit. I also have some journaling cards here, okay? And a lot of these are from cut apart sheets or from pattern papers. This is one of Paige Evans for Pink Paisley, right? I cut several of those. I like the diagonal line on that one. And then there's one with just the polka dots. This was a Amy Tangerine cut apart sheet. And I wanted to include it because it is from September. It's a calendar sheet for September. More Amy Tan. Amy Tan. The watercolor elements. Anything that have watercolor elements. Now, these are something that I am really infatuated with right now. And it's die-cut journaling cards. These were one of Amy Tan's collections as well, which I absolutely love and adore. More watercolor, Better Together, that collection. And so anything that is light and airy or tropical is my focus here. Here's another die cut card. I love these, right? You can either back them, you can back them with another color cardstock, or just leave them see-through. It's a wild, oh baby, it's a wild ride. That is a perfect theme for some of the scooter layouts. Fingers crossed that we make it out alive. This is the Happy Place collection again. These are just perfect, right? A map, I think that's from Maggie Holmes. And then that's Paige Evans. And more Paige Evans. So those are some of my 3x4 journaling cards. And then of course I have 4x6 journaling cards and filler cards that are from the same collections. I don't know if I'm going to stick with the same collection for every layout. I don't know how I'm going to do that. But they're there, more of the same watercolor elements, tropical elements. Some of these are watercolor tags from Amy Tangerine. Love these. They're so easy to just add your watercolor to, and then some frames. And of course I have some transparencies as well. These just go so easily in those pockets. That's a blank one. You can get these at AC Moore. AC Moore stocks the plain ones. They're like $2 a piece or something. You can't print on these transparencies. If you want printable transparencies, I think you have to go with Graphics brand. And then these are some Dear Lizzie. I think that's Dear Lizzie. That camera again with the polka dots. Okay, so I'm ready with transparencies, and I also have some labels and more transparencies from My Mind's Eye on trend. I know My Mind's Eye has a new collection out, and I don't even know what it's called. It's a new collection that is tropical themed, and I don't have any of it. I don't know what it's called. I haven't really looked at it closely, but I have a bunch of My Mind's Eye on trend 1 and 2 that I am planning to use, so that's why I didn't go with more from the new collection. These are some more dimensional ephemera. I've got some of the cork shapes from Hazelwood, some chipboard pieces from My Mind's Eye on trend, and then some wooden frames. These are older from Amy Tangerine. And of course I still have my regular wooden stash too that I'm sure I will pull from throughout this project. But just some of the dimensional pieces that I like to add. There are also puffy stickers. These are some cute little medallions. They call them Gold Mylar Flare, from an older Amy Tangerine. I don't remember which one that is. Some enamel hearts, the Oasis puffy stickers, Dear Lizzie puffy stickers, Pink Paisley, Amy Tangerine, and some rub-ons too. Just handy, easy to use. I have ephemera from the island itself. And this is a little bit trickier. I probably need to spend a little bit of time to cull through this and make it a little more user-friendly. just some of the papers that came home with us from the trip. A sticker from the perfumery, a receipt. There's a couple of receipts in here. The scrapbook boutique. It's their business card. Our tea bag. Our hotel key. This is some of the one of the brochures from the perfumery. Our receipt. Some of the clothing tags that I bought. That goes with the tea bag, clothing tag. And then this is an interesting piece. This floral is from the Manhattan collection from Stampin' Up! From a couple of years ago. And it was the floral element that I used on our handmade wedding invitations. And this is one of the cast-offs. So I put that in there to use as well. In fact, I think I'll put that there because that's a fun element to pull in to this album and remain consistent with elements from the wedding as well. So these are some of the receipts and ephemera, and then there's all the tourist maps and brochures from the hotel. One of the guidebooks, another guidebook. I don't know how I'll use those. These are, I brought home 3 of the maps. Isn't that awesome? Like, so don't be afraid if you pick up maps while you're there, while you're gone. Pick up a couple, right? So that way you can use the front and the back if you want to. This will also be helpful for me in helping me remember the names of some of the locations that we were at. And then the bus schedule. We rode the bus one day. So there's a story behind that that I need to include. Another receipt. And then we went to swim with the dolphins. So that's the photo that they took there. That gets its own layout. Hasn't been put in the album yet. Another map and the bag from the perfumery. And then there's a story behind this too. This is a charger for my, at the time I just had a little point and shoot Canon. And we got there and realized that I did not bring the charger for the Canon. So we had to buy a new one, and it was literally 85. Not 85 US, that was 85 Bermuda, I can't remember the currency. But that's definitely a keepsake, right? So, that is the ephemera, and then I also have some titles, okay, or, yeah, titles and stickers. These are the Oasis gold puffy stickers, Amy Tangerine, Dear Lizzie. I picked these up at Hobby Lobby the other day. I can't remember what collection they were a part of. I gotta find that out though. And then this was Paige Evans, and then some stickers. Oasis, Amy Tan. And then I also have a stash of pattern papers. Now I pulled a stash of pattern papers because some of the layouts in the album are intended to be full 9x12. In most of the albums where I'm doing pocket pages, I don't pull many full 12x12 pages because I already know that I'm just doing pockets. But for this album, I knew that there were some full-size layouts as well, and so I wanted to have a selection of pattern papers available. I'm not really going to focus on every single sheet, but I did just want you to have an idea of the colors and the patterns that I've pulled and sort of what my ideas were. Now, some of these would make great journaling cards too, right? These two would make fantastic journaling cards. That would be an awesome journaling card, and some of them are just great backgrounds for embellishments or whatever. Of course, transparencies. I'm always, always, always on the lookout for transparencies. Some of these Maggie Holmes papers are perfect for this kind of album. I'm trying to make a little bit of room over here. Right, white pieces. Love this one. It is one of my favorites from this whole year. And the back is really nice too. Now here's another cut apart sheet. Actually, there's two cut apart sheets that I haven't cut apart yet. But when I'm ready to dive in and use these, I will go ahead and cut them apart and have them ready to be used. So these are from On a Whim. That's probably why I haven't cut them yet, because they're brand new. Love these raindrops. We didn't have a bit of rain while we were there, but it's still a fun pattern. Love the graphic quality on this one. And of course, flowers. Diagonal lines, great for journaling cards. But look at this nice giant floral. There's also this one. Another cut apart sheet. Again, it's a new one from Lovely Day. Now look at that camera. I mean, that's just so cute. And there's a scooter too in this collection. These tags are fantastic. And you know, even if you don't want to use the text that's on them, you can cover that up with a different embellishment and add layers. I love these bicycles and scooters. They're just adorable. Okay. Great strips. I don't know if I will really use this pattern paper or not, but I love it so much. But the back of it is really a good one for this album too. This is beautiful as well. This is probably my second favorite this whole year so far. And another cut apart sheet that's just fantastic. And then look at the back. I just want to make journaling cards out of those too. The bathing suits, of course. And this one is perfect as well. There's so many choices. I love this one. This is from Documentary from Dear Lizzie. It's an older one. I don't know why I haven't used it yet, because it's really pretty too. And I love those colors. Dear Lizzie, Happy Place. Dear Lizzie, Happy Place. And Saturday. This is an older My Mind's Eye from On Trend. And then some Amy Tangerine. Now these are from an Amy Tangerine paper pad, so they're just going to be single-sided. And then an older paper from Gossamer Blue. This is probably from 2015, but it's one that I've been setting aside for this project. So there you go, random older paper, and then of course some chipboard. So that is, in a nutshell. Oh, wait a minute. I have some stamps too. Let me run and grab my stamps, and I'll chat with you about those too. Okay, so for stamps, of course, you guys have seen this one from Studio Calico and One Little Bird, the travel themed stamp set. I also have my Pink Paisley, Oh My Heart from Paige Evans set. And I have 2 from Studio Calico, the arrows that were in the February Documenter kit. And this one that was in the March Documenter kit. Today's Adventures, right? Perfect. Perfect stamp sets. I also have, of course, my alphabet stamps that I'll draw from, and whatever ink colors, and probably some acrylic shapes, wood shapes, just whatever. You guys know, kind of, if you've been following me for a while, you kind of know how I do my layouts and what sorts of things I pull in. So that is my kit for the Bermuda album. I hope you had a good time shopping through my stash, and hopefully you got some good tips for using your own stash, and that is the most important thing. So thanks for watching. I hope you'll like and comment and subscribe down below, and I'll see you back here again later. Bye.